just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, yeah, you like it, the way you like it now. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, so good, so fresh. Get up on your feet. Feet, this is a shakedown.
The road to the top is a riddle. What will be my destiny? Money and fame are awaiting, but not enough is raining on me. Maybe I should give it all up. How much more can I take? Out here singing to the heavens. When I gonna get my break? I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. How will I get out of the jungle? Everybody wanna stop me. 10 more steps up the mountain. Now everybody's looking for me. Spend my life in the desert till something changed inside of me. Now I'm flying over oceans. Everybody looking at me. I can run this town. Oh, 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 full power, get louder. I'ma get strong, just watch me. Full power, get louder. I'ma get strong, just watch me. Every hour, no doubter. Gonna hear my song, just watch me. Every hour, no doubter. I can run this town. Somebody give me the key. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. No more doubt about me. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, don't you know I got the
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these restless nights, all these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of all my feet when I touch the ground. Front of 8 Beijing, man, ain't know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and roll Lex account of Blueface. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brothers since 6th grade. G-Wagon red seats, we on Biscayne. Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life he afforded me. All this jewelry on my body, I could like the hood. I need a brown skinned chick just like Megan Good. Holding up every promise that I ever made. Music in the background, it's a serenade. Been rapping 10 years, boy this ain't a phase. I paid dues, paid rent, and I stayed the same. I had teardrops running down my face. I've been through a lot, I had real pain. But thank God, cause we really on a better days. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. What's a life without sacrifice? Sometimes you gotta thank God and just roll the dice. Pacino.
till my speakers come blow. I'll keep going till my speakers come blow. I'll keep going till my speakers come blow. I'll keep going till my till my speaker come. I'll keep going till my speaker come blow. 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 Till my speaker come. I'll keep going till my speaker come blow. I'll keep going till my speaker come blow. I'll keep going till my speaker come blow. I'll keep going till my speaker come blow.
This is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. You're the new MC, you got the remix. Keep it on repeat, just let the beat kick. Everywhere you go, you bring the roof down. Everybody knows you got your own sound. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. This is a shakedown.
The road to the top is a riddle. what will be my destiny? Money and fame are awaiting, but not enough is raining on me. Maybe I should give it all up. How much more can I take? Out here singing to the heavens. When I gonna get my break? I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. How will I get out of the jungle? Everybody wanna stop me. 10 more steps up the mountain. Now everybody's looking for me. Spend my life in the desert till something changed inside of me. Now I'm flying over oceans. Everybody looking at me. I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Full power, get louder. I'ma get stronger, just watch me. Full power, get louder. I'ma get stronger, just watch me. Every hour, no doubter. Gonna hear my song, just watch me. Every hour, no doubter. I can run this town. Somebody give me the key. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. No more doubt about me. Oh, I can run this town. Don't you know I got the
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these wrestlers nice. All these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of all my feet when I touch the ground. Front of 8 at Beijing, man, they know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and Rolex account of Blueface. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brother since 6th grade. G-Wagon, red seats, we on Biscayne. Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life he afforded me. All this jewelry on my body, I could like the hood. I need a brown skinned chick just like Megan Good. Holding up every promise that I ever made. Music in the background, it's a serenade. Been rapping 10 years, boy, this ain't a phase. I paid dues, paid rent, and I stayed the same. I had teardrops running down my face. I've been through a lot, I had real pain. But thank God, cause we really on a better days. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. What's a life without sacrifice? Sometimes you gotta thank God and just roll the dice. Pacino.
ESL presents ESL Challenger League in partnership with Intel, Acer Predator, DHL,
One full week, Vincent. It doesn't feel like that long of a time. It frankly isn't. However, there has been a lot of Counter-Strike that's gone down in this cup. The first of 4 for ESL Challenger League Season 51. In the North American side of things, it's myself. Why not? As mentioned, my co-caster, Vincent, bringing you the last game that you will see in M80 versus Voca.
Oh my goodness, Tony, I'm pumped up to be here. I feel like we have not necessarily like a banger. Things have gone back and forth between whether this is a close series or a not so close series, but I think that, you know, M80 getting that opportunity to once again, like, you know, prove who they are. Not that they really need to do that anymore, but they have been continuing to do so, and I think we're going to get to see a little bit more of that tonight.
I don't necessarily disagree, but however, I will add some caveats as we do go along with our pre-show, and the first of which will be that you and I covered Voca against Marsborn last night, and that is the best that I've seen this Voca team, period. That game was the statement match to at least put the seeds of doubt in the back of my mind that this one will be an easy 2-0 victory. There might be room to work into a third, and I don't know, I don't want to get too crazy here, but the way Voca were looking individually last night, winning rounds in 2 versus 4 situations and 1vx's that should never be, I don't know. It's been a very solid season in that same regard for M80, but could this be the level up that Voca need?
You know, I feel like it definitely can be. I think there's a reality where we are maybe living in it that's the case, but listen, let's maybe go back down to some form of reason when we check in with how this bracket looked. You know, straight up a situation for Marsborn for M80. I'm still back in yesterday for M80 where they kind of dominate their way through this. A little bit of a hiccup maybe against Rave initially there in the semifinals, but they breezed by this Voca team in the upper final. And yeah, Voca did look good against Marsborn in the lower final, but the reality is that was the most dominant version of this best of 3 that's happened 3 times, by the way, in 2026. M80 Voca, that is. 3 times we've seen this in 2026. The most dominant version of it was right then and there in the upper bracket final.
Yeah, and I think we had the conversation going into that match of like, you know, what do we come to expect? What's the regulars? Like, who are the players showing up when they're winning under certain circumstances? And it was kind of all of it at one perfect storm showing up for them. And that's not going to happen every day, right? But let's just be real about the fact that it's only been 1 day. So the cool-off period, the refractory time has not really been all that long. So if Voca are ready to swing while the iron is still hot, And there is no telling what this one might shape up to be, but as for prospective MVP level players for this season thus far, it's practically a neck and neck performance here in the final that will split us down the line between Lake and JBA, and I think that it goes to show that certainly the addition of that player has not hurt or hindered them in any meaningful way, shape, or form. They're still very much so on track to being one of those #1 regional North American teams still stuck around.
Yeah, I can't lie. I mean, I was not so vocal about it, but I definitely had some question marks about whether that was going to work exactly how M80 had drawn it up, the JBA move for Hex, just because I thought Hex was doing a good job, and, you know, Hex brings a lot from, like, just a communication perspective as well, so I just wasn't certain, but I'm really glad to have been wrong in that. Here's a highlight in that last confrontation that I was talking about. This was the upper bracket final, Dust 2 Mirage. It's been kind of along those lines. Dust 2 Mirage Ancient since the trade over from Train into the other side of this on Anubis. So that's what we've seen before. I can't imagine that they don't run this back in some form or fashion along these lines. It's just too strong of a map pool for both of these teams not to want to be playing on at least a couple of those maps. And it is going to be exactly that. Dust 2 picked out by Voca. I presume we're going to see that Mirage. It's exactly the case. Yeah, Tony, this is what we expected to see. Voca, I gotta hand it to them. Their willingness to run back vetoes and just say, we'll be better today, is interesting. But there's the swap up. Ancient banned by Voca. They don't want to go there this time, and so we'll be landing on Overpass.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy if we do head all the way there. I'm going to be very happy to see it, frankly. That being a third is a nice little wrap up to the season for me, but we're a ways away from map number 3. We're ready with Dust 2 as the beginnings of this one where Voca were given a gift.
Well, here we go. M80 been basically perfect throughout this. Head-to-head on firepower, definitely you favor M80, but Voca, as we saw yesterday against Marsborn, you were highlighting, quite capable. They're going to get themselves out long. It's just one man in defense, and poor Lake has already been gooshed. He's going to have to fall back.
Yeah, he's going to have to deepen himself very, very far away as they just spam into that smoke, hoping to get a little bit of damage before they initiate on the full retake. They have one nade. It slacks a flash. I believe it's been underhanded straight through that smoke, and Snav is out in the middle of the open. No plant. Nothing even close to one. They activate so soon to a stage where I thought they were going to let it breathe for a little while there, but suffocation on pistol round.
I mean, literally anything, any sort of hesitation would have been so reasonable for M80, but yet they just sprint back in. Dude, that flash is nasty. Slacks drops it, and it's JBA and Swisher that take advantage of it. The reality that we're living in where Voca just got out long for free, gooshed Lake on their first swing, access to the A bomb site, and they don't get a bomb plant after we saw M80 4-man push upper tons is crazy.
Taking these pistols just pretty quickly, but then pausing the sound cues at the bottom ends of mid, but not leaving that sight line. An SMG already hugging the wood wall. Another to play off what he does or doesn't know. And the rest of this round really is just going to be a formality for Voca as they hold themselves accountable for only the rifle round that they were so desperately looking to ascend onto as quickly as possible. One kill would certainly be nice, with Slacks being the easier of the targets for the P250.
Yeah, this one not going anywhere fast, though. And I think I want to maybe introduce a conversation here whilst we have a second. And that is his op head-to-head. Because there's not very many oppers in North America at all that I would say could potentially bring it to Slacks in this. But Dia is one of those. Like, you know, Dia on his day, I think is absolutely able to, you know, go head to head and not like, you know, gap or anything, but definitely shape up. So I'm excited to potentially see that on a map like Dust 2, particularly, though we're not going to see that out the rip, just going to be the rifles for now. One thing that Voca has that few other teams could really boast.
I'm not really so sure that I necessarily agree with that Dia conversation, but again, like you say, it's something we'll see evolve as the game goes on. I find it actually pretty regular that Slacks is, the word isn't a non-factor, but for the lack of better terms, he's a non-factor in how easily they win because of how everyone else is playing around him, in my opinion, in this head-to-head particularly. And at that point, Dia really does have a chance to rise above. He has the, room to work out a couple additional picks and try and take advantage of the fact that Slacks isn't just busting down their door, but he doesn't regularly do that enough for me to actually have full faith in him. But one thing I do have full faith in is that Mirage that Voca have in their back pocket. Yesterday, a pick after Dust 2 was removed. So now that they get not only the one that they were probably having hoped to have let by, as well as an additional one they've got the rep for, they're going to be looking forward to the future. But this current present moment they live in, not so sweet. Naded down to 44 and 30, or 32, pardon, for Dia and Infinite.
Yeah, those nades staggered really nicely to continue to put forth some more damage. Got to be careful here. Don't have the ability to get back through, especially not as Sin activates from the long flank, and they're not going to go out mid to B. Can't really. Not the smoke in place. Now they've just got to go out right into Lake's arms. 15 seconds. Oh, but Lake can't quite connect the dots. And with that, Swisher's arrival, 9 seconds. Oh my gosh, JBA, that was going to be Dia, who was meant to be planting the bomb. They'll finally get the numbers punched in. Just close to that being overwhelmed. Slacks and Sin, the German duo, left in this clutch. 2-on-3, but it's not going anywhere unless Slacks has this solo.
I think you'd still give it a look in, though. I mean, they're low enough to where if you could just get the first of them, a little bit too wide for me from Infinite, just hug the wall. There's time enough yet. Don't know if there was a kit, but he's going to need to get in now if there wasn't. And frankly, 2 kill split, Arson and Shane both, and the chaos amidst that round. You'd think that maybe it was a Voca lean, but frankly, I think that it was kind of let go by that B bomb site player in Lake. Man advantage at that point. You'd hope the rotation is a little bit swift, and you'd hope that Lake has a line to at least get his one. Neither are true.
Yeah, especially when he has a smoke placed up, and it should be a relatively easy fight. A rare missed moment that you're not going to see happen very often, but here we are. And it is M80 left with some limitations. JBA going to get himself into pit. And there is some support, but it is not ideal. The weaponry, that is. Sin kills his, grabs his one, tries to get out, but that was the MP7 of Swisher that goes down in the process. And so Sin won't get any sort of upgrade. Voca keep this party rocking and rolling. They sprint up long after they'd gotten the breakthrough. Easy enough for the bomb plant, and this one's going to be a save for M80.
Yeah, that's a nice breath of fresh air for this map so far on Dust. They're going to be pretty happy with that. Able to get some semblance of relaxation now as they can kick their feet up and close this distance so soon to where I thought that, frankly, M80 were going to give it a bit of an earlier... Pardon me, a bit of an earlier pushback. Voca return. Snap your fingers. We've got an interesting game on our hands already, this T side, not saying die.
Yeah, this is a quick call, too, I think, for Voca to pull out like this. I love it, especially when M80 are a little bit worse for wear when their economy just stumbles. Some real nice counter utility, too, that they were able to break through. Taking JBA down was critical. So Slacks and Lake saved him for us. Potential for Voca to break into the lead now. 4 stack out towards long. They've got one of the rifles here. Slacks leaning B, but he's in mid for the moment.
Yeah, I mean, they have one rifle stationed to just hold for those B doors to cross, and the other on Lake, kind of in between his soldiers that surround his kingdom. But I think it's built on pillars of salt and sand right now, Vincent, because it doesn't look like it'll be able to keep itself standing for all that much longer unless Lake is to go huge. They're going to back away, though. They don't even want to test the waters on that one. A blow of the smoke momentarily. Damage taken. Perspective shot's just going to be taking him to 12, and I think he's going to toss it over to somebody else. Oof.
I mean, unlucky their spam, that is. Like, not tossing it anywhere. Not a ton of other Kevlar to go around. Sin has some, but ooh, audio cue not going to mean too much. Slax's rifle doesn't go anywhere either, but that's a nice shot on the USP. Like, burning. So many flashes that do connect the JBA through smoke. It's an easy enough cleanup there from Voca. Even as they walk into the quote-unquote stack, easily handle it.
Mattering whether or not they can actually maintain the pace, keep on with the lead now in their favor. Want to see how cute and quirky M80 get in trying to actually have a response to what's gone down. Or a technical timeout. It seems like a round reset at the very least. Snav is disconnected, but yeah, I really want to see what M80 are going to throw at them in order to try and counteract, or if they're willing to just rely on how they've been playing out and just stick to the formula as it were. Not necessarily needing to counter strat or anything of that nature, but get themselves into more interesting positions in the early stages to try and catch Voca off guard, because their individuals, I think, are what they're obviously, it's definitely the individuals of Voca that are going to be leaned upon to get a lot of that heavy lifting done, right? They're not going to be throwing the craziest executions you've ever seen.
No,
they're also not dumb.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Like, I mean, you see it even in the last round where they're like, they're throwing, one set of utility just to kind of like bait out any reactions, and they're looking for those little details. Yeah, this is a Voca team that I definitely wouldn't call them a tactical powerhouse, but they definitely are capable.
Yeah, not slouches. And Sin should be able to bring that level of layering that can, at the very least, you would hope, bail them out of scenarios where maybe they are getting outshot. At least regularly, you would expect that from him above most other in-game leaders in this level of the scene.
100%.
Hope we don't give him too much hype in that regard, because if that's not be what we witness on a lesser buy, I think that they're going to need to put their heads together a little bit, Sin or otherwise.
Heavy towards B here. Voca want to set D up for an op fight, and that is a really aggressive duel. Lake is going to clean them up, mop the floor with Voca on the B attack. Rarely going to see that type of early fight in B tunnels. That is absurd if it's not a rush. Lake really making up for lost time on that first gun round.
Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, I haven't obviously gotten the chance to get too many watches onto M80, let alone casts. Lake playing B? Is that always how it's been?
Definitely not always how it's been.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm scratching my head a little bit. I could have sworn he wasn't the B-side anchor.
Well, I mean, presume the change coming with JBA.
Yeah. I thought he would take it.
I, too, thought that would be the case, but...
Guess we're wrong. Guess we're dumb.
Not dumb, but wrong.
And short. Well, one of us is.
Yeah.
It's me. Slax has a backstab. They wanted to get over on a timing with the bomb. Now Shane is just in the middle of a firing squad.
And able to collect that op as well. So that's gonna go over to Slax. Yeah, this all set up for Dia to take a fight. The irony is that Voca stepped into M80's trap, activated, and dismantled. Infinite won't be able to afford much of anything. He's just got his trusty Deagle, but everybody else has weapons full utility. Good for Voca to continue buying. And they gotta go run this back. Interesting. Obviously not going to be expecting like a double swing from that CT side to do that twice in a row. They don't get the shot off. They don't connect. On to JBA, who's now over at B.
Yeah, this is pressure in towards Catwalk. That will all just be a ruse, a single player throwing all this utility. They have no way of necessarily knowing, but blowing open that smoke's a pretty good indicator as to what is or isn't happening in that direction. So not seeing anybody jumping up, not seeing anybody on the catwalk itself, not spotting anyone at topside mid. That's going to leave them now realizing that it's either going to be that late long pop or be tons pressure. They pull one player in both those directions in order to mitigate any potential damages.
This is a scary sight.
I was going to say it's great proactivity from them, but at the same time, I think Voca have stalled out, realizing that they also need to play a bit on this timing.
And that's another smoke. I was just noticing Leak had another one. And that's going to make them go elsewhere. Voca reassemble. Back towards Cat for now. And I think that's Carson going to be sending the bomb up Cat as well. Yes, it is. Into the A-bomb site. Slacks posted long. You've got Sin and Swisher here. Swisher and Goose. Flash. Quite nice. They're going to swing on that. It's Swisher and Sin both activating at once. Snap just trying to commit to cutting off rotations, being a thorn in the side of the mid to B take, but no. No chance as the time runs low and now out for Voca. By requirement, save 2 guns. But M80 win the round.
We'll look back on Swisher in the back of that bomb site, just being able to hold down his mouse. Not really all that much a worry when he has somebody who will be able to refrag him if needed, and the nades come behind in support to that never having to really be much of a call into question. Yeah, you were talking, I guess, a little bit more specifically than I about the head-to-head we may soon see between him and Slacks. We're going to really need to, if Voca fans, put our faith in Dia now, because the crux of this round, frankly, does rely on them after they either succeed or fail in finding their first on opening. He's going to walk it up with the op actually as the initial point.
Well, he was. Actually just going to boost somebody long. The op? And Shane? Okay, no. Just trying to get a little vision. Oh,
almost.
That's unfortunate. I mean, that shaped up to be something real.
It's a pretty darn cool attempt to break open first of those picks. Nothing's going to be going right after the fact, however. He's been dealt with. He's known to be, well, B. And they can take their timing to hopefully group cluster. Flush into one of these areas where the 2 rifles, the automatic that they had, put into 2 more players' hands. But Sin, look at this hyper aggression. Not really letting them do a thing. The disrespect.
After you've just made contact and gotten a kill long, for him to just keep on pushing. Time is of the essence. 10 seconds. Honestly, they've lost. There's not enough time. Snap sprints into tons, but it's just to save this up. This is not a team in Voca that runs out of time very often. This is very unusual to see them time themselves out 2 times in a row.
Stay easy. The difficulty in trying to make a decision with very little map control, as well as your opponent knowing the timings of all your rotations, is kind of just a paint-by-number book for M80. Yeah, once again, actually no snap. Oh, on the op, and literally a pixel between Sin's hip and that wall on his jiggle back.
It takes a dig shot to the knee, but will survive it. Towards Slacks, but not into his crosshairs. Dia handed that AWP. And he's going to make some music with it. Swisher goes down. They're going to speed on up. Drop a nade. That's a big damage as well. Slacks trying to put another one on target. Sin plucks one out, then leaves. A bomb slide is theirs. In the meantime, at least.
Yeah, this is a nice little bit of plant money. This half's getting to be a little bit of a near-end game conversation, so a couple of bucks is great, but losing your op not so much, because you've also lost cat control, in which you thought that you had, past tense. Maybe just go through the smoke and try to hold on to it for later on even, but not even so much as that.
Double
This
op.
one ripped, and yeah, double up. I wonder who will be the ones to utilize. I can only assume Lake will stick with his as the B player.
Yeah. Mayhaps JBA as well, but makes sense. I mean, this is only had that op. Not going to be able to get too much, but it's a huge asset, especially for Snav, to get that bomb down. Loss bonus. Crewing to the point which Dia can afford yet another AWP. Oh my gosh, that was so close. Look good. Won't be there. And they know that Dia's like taking this peak every time, so really smart from Lake to be holding this line. Just won't deliver the goods.
Seconds off of this clock, and I think it's a little bit of a rarity for M80 not to really have one forward knowledge point, but Slack's just getting a straight up frag onto Infinite at Catwalk and then dodging off. That'll do. Certainly do. Funneled into the mid to B. Tale as old as time. I can't figure that they're going to be able to get this without having to punish somebody on the opposite extremity of this map. And Lake, jiggling at the window, does see Dia, but actually, frankly, takes in a little bit too much confidence in trying to peek on up ahead. B-site split, not going to work out anyways because there's a site player even still. The rifle makes it work to a perfect degree. Shane on 11 HP.
Stunning hold there from JBA to pick up 2. 11 health, not a lot. Just on the op. Scope's not the only problem. The rifles come swinging. And they'll dominate. Swisher. Grab that final one. As I was saying, though, a really nice hold out of JBA when Lake goes down without anything there on the swing from window. Double op, not quite where they wanted it, so they won't grab the AWP, but they'll keep a couple of AKs. Happy with the way this round went down. M80 have stabilized after a little bit of a back and forth at the start of this map.
And just a little bit of time off there before coming into form for exactly what they needed and were expected of. Now on this CT side, just looking to close it out with an even greater lead than that of which they already preside upon. Flashes that are popping all forward, and the early stuff utility has really put a dent in a lot of the chances that Voca have to make a move, whether it be out through long, in through tons, or even at the bottom ends of mid. And the blow of the smoke, I think, has also been somewhat regular to M80, but they've actually decided against it for this time at the very least.
So uncomfortable for Voca, but I mean, that'll do. Sin, he's been on his own a lot, and I think that's something that Voca have sort of been able to realize. On corner smoke, a little late. Oh, and that is absurd from Swisher. It just walked through onto Infinite, who's not even believing that's just gone down. There's still access on the other side of the map. Look at Carson. He's walked out B all alone, seen 2 CTs in the spawn. Dia should be able to... Well, he actually just handed to Snav. Snav lining up a door smoke from spawn. Swisher comes back in. He's just got here in time. Drop the smoke. And it's right on the line. Swisher has help from Lake on window. Beautiful from M80. They come knocking down the door of B. Kick out Carson, who was just sitting pretty.
I'm just looking to find a little hidey hole. Not looking to engage He doesn't have to. Unless they force his hand or theirs upon him. And slammed with a couple of seconds left would certainly be ugly. But I think that Snav, yep, just died before time had expired. So best case scenario in comparison to what was very nearly the worst.
Would not have wanted to be left with no money. Nice opener from Dia, but that push of the smoke, like Swisher's activity in this round is insane. He gets into that smoke, swings, and then he is the first man on B, really alone. He doesn't have a lot of help, and he just clears out Carson, who's in arguably the rattiest location there on the site.
He's getting into it. Getting into this game.
Woo!
Okay, that's a nice little spray
I'm into
from
it.
Lake. No longer playing at B. I want to get a little bit more forward. If Swisher gets to, then why can't I? Mom said it's my turn on the Xbox. But
Ooh, nice.
maybe not for very much longer. Snav takes out the batteries.
Hey, Tony, the Xbox doesn't have batteries, dude.
Some controllers have batteries, yeah. Mine did.
I guess. Okay, the controllers do. You got me. I was so confident as well.
No, it's all right. I mean, you didn't really fight for that much longer.
Carson, unfortunately, so solo here. I mean, even if he'd gotten one kill, surely not the second. And Snav, I'm getting flashbacks. At least he's got more time for this 1v4 with 50 health.
Where have I seen this one before? Time it takes for them to once again swing out through those mid doors will be similar to that last round as well, but the difference being that they commit to it, they die to it. And this sees the half of this first map pretty quickly decided 9-3. M80 looking super strong. Voca gave us a reason to believe early, but fire may be nearly fully extinguished. We'll be back after this break.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been testing so much, all these wrestlers nice. All these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of all my feet when I touch the ground. Front of 8 at Beijing, man, ain't know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and roll Lex account of Blueface. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brothers since 6th grade. G-Wagon red seats, we on Biscayne. Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life he afforded me. All this jewelry on my body, I could like the hood.
Well, alrighty then. 9-3 at halftime. And Voca picked into dust too, thinking that this would be any different than it was previously. I got news for him. It's even worse. It's not been a good look, and it has been dominant to M80. We'll flip to half and see if that's going to change anything on the CT side now for Voca.
Might. It might. One smoke, one kit. Snav the one to do the investing. Trying to buy in early at a ground level with Carson's good movement to get quickly back up towards A if needed at all. But it's B where they need to be more worried, more focused. They've got nobody there. Slower tunnels walk. This will be all the presence that they have in this direction.
And how long are they going to stick around with this A stack, too? Seeing nothing, hearing nothing, feeling nothing? Well, the answer is long enough for M80 to just have the B bomb site in its entirety. Everyone goes there. Nobody's sticking around in tunnels. So with the two flanks formulating, Carson into position here with Snav. They wield the kit, as you highlight, and actually going to get Infinite joining as well. They can't believe that everybody's on B. Take some extra time to sort this out. The first spot towards the back of the site. Great adjustment for Shane. Quick trade for Sin. More needed for Slacks, as he can lock them out, but bomb still ticking is okay. A bit of an absurdity. Down to the wire. It's close.
Got it. Literally,
That they do.
the last nanosecond, it feels like, but Infinite had found the kit off of Snav. And chest compressions bring Voca back to life, even if just momentarily. We just have to determine whether or not they've got maximum levels of brain function. They lost a lot of oxygen for a while there. But at least it seems like they can breathe easy for a round or two more. Force back it in with all the gaps that they've created.
Sure.
Slacks is a star. A beautiful pick. Onto Shane on the cross. Preemptively crosshair placed on the opposite side of that door. And they may actually be able to get atop that weapon with all the nades that they do have, so too. Maybe a late mid to B and they can get over it.
Yeah, Voca taking care for that possibility as they collapse back on mid. The B player comes over. Form of Carson. Inside pit is Infinite, so any sort of impact on this is all up to Snav. Not tagged, but the Galil forcing him back. Go for a triple swing. Probably just not worth it to take that fight anymore, especially as Swisher goes down. Losing one of those Galils is a big deal. The tags continue to roll out there from Slacks.
Just one more and he might be able to actually give his rifles some room to kick out from. Forget the rifles, though. The pistol may actually be able to have some say just the same. Head up and head down. A game in which they do not really like to play, and both of them are going to be toying with them in that same capacity. It is Snav who's able to rein it in, though, for the 4K in total to double their kills and get back to that bomb before time had gone too far ticked.
But M80, they got another bomb plant. They
did.
got more loss bonus,
They
and only
did.
2 survived. These are things that are adding up to another force buy in my mind.
I think a little halfer right now. I don't think they want to get too ahead of themselves. They don't need to win a round fast.
It's true.
Getting like a kill or two now with just some P250s or a Deagle or a Tech even, seeing as the latter is what they've got predominantly. That'd be huge. Just keep them reinvesting at least little by little, peppering in some middleman timings. I think that Carson had just straight up spammed that smoke. I don't know if he had blown it. It looks like he doesn't have an HE anymore, so I can only assume he actually did that, yeah.
Yeah, and running through suicide with Swisher, just gotten down to mid.
Poor guy.
That's why they call it that.
You know what, I'm bummed we didn't get Ancient in this best of 3, so I could have that funny little talking point that I was hearkening on all night last night. A cave. Snap.
Yeah, that's true.
Really, I was really hoping it'd be one of them.
Unfortunately, I mean, Ancient's just not gone well. It's been a map they've seen all 3 times that they played.
Who for?
Best of 3s wise.
Talking about Voca or M80?
Voca, well, both in the head-to-head.
Oh, the past 3? Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. It's been in all 3 VO3s, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's a tight one, but just enough ammo where I feel as if could have been the pistol kill on top of that. But yeah, one kill's great. Another would be huge. Dropping off the ledge. It's literally the last second in which they had gone for that, which they get caught.
It's good work out of Carson. It's Voca in a strong enough position now to at least start mounting a conversation. The gun round for M80, their first of the kind in the T side. And I do expect some difference. Long corner smoke drone. They're just gonna zoom out long. Access is theirs.
Yeah, it didn't really take them all that much, but they didn't really walk into this round with a whole lot anyway, to be honest, though. There's no flashes left, Vincent, if you'll make note of, unless they've had them laid somewhere for later to be recovered. I find that to be extraordinarily problematic. They're going to need to break down a kill, and JBA and Sin are already feeling the ramifications of their early action, both in their first point of play, as well as in where the quote-unquote lurk. We'll have to regroup with Sin now in the bottom of those doors to remain vigilant, though. At long, it's firing off from the car. No escape from JBA. Still a 3-on-3.
And that's kill from Sin, actually super big as well in mid. It splits things up for Voca. Makes life difficult. Got to be a refrag right here and now from Swisher. And they're going to attempt to double swing him. They will do so. Sin coming in on the backstab, but not fast enough. The bomb down. Snap! Oh, it's a late decision. Punished. And so Dia needs the clutch. It's a 1v2. First high health, and Lake will deliver 3 frags for M80 in the first gun round to break double digits.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. They're not filthy, stinking rich. They haven't hit the jackpot just yet, though. So they still have their work cut out for them. I think that Voca have gotten a couple extra bucks to try and slip out some solid rifles. They shall. Shane on a 5.7. I mean, that weapon, I quite literally never know what to expect from it. Not even necessarily just for him, but for anybody. It can be a round-winning item on its own. That molly is huge. The nade even bigger, but the actual peek and kill from Infinite is what gets the job on long, on lock. That is an insane turn of events after what was not exactly a convincing win in the last. Now, M80 even shut out of round 17 before it even had the chance to begin.
I mean, they barely had access to long. Oh, wow, is Infinite alive. Truly miraculous that he survived. Swisher and Slacks. Honestly,
Swisher.
Just trying to survive. Hope that Voca just hand them some freebies. That's the plan. Otherwise, probably just save.
Yeah, that's a tough
very
one.
impressive. I think them running back their long fight with a little bit more resources, when at least firepower. You know, they had the same set of utility, but they were willing to just give it up last time and play for the long, or the fight at long rather than at long corner.
Yeah, is this the third time now they've tried to get out long instantly? Or second? My counting skills aren't what they used to be.
I mean, it's second in a row. I'm trying to remember.
It wasn't the pistol.
No. No, not the pistol, but on the... And it wasn't on the on the force, so...
That would have been their second.
Yes, correct.
Trying to keep track of the pattern, only because in the last half, it felt like M80 were actually slamming them at long with utility to the point where only one round, I think, Voca had even gone for it, off the rip. And, you know, already having 2 instances now from M80, one of which extremely successful, the other, no dice. It's eventually going to become a war of attrition as to whether or not the utility as well as the manpower is going to be dedicated into that side regularly. I wonder if they're going to be, you know, aware as well as present for the threat for the entirety of this half, or if that's just kind of a one-off moment.
This round, throw the corner smoke again. Nothing's going to be behind that. It's not the same level of investment, though, from Voca either. Just get Shane into the long corner. Rather deep into it. Meanwhile, M80 taking mid control. It's a slight B lean. Infinite responsible for mid, but more towards the B door as he pivots back.
Some better stuff on lesser buys for M80 now to at least get the AKs in a reasonable position. Impact can be made. They can't just snap their fingers and make it happen. They have to ensure that everybody is prepared for their part in the play. Curtains rise, and it's time to shine. Out now. Molotov behind as they haven't gone fully sprinting, but there's nobody to go for any sort of cheeky spams. It's just going to be the two players, three actually directly implanted into the site even still. And Infinite, he's going to be battling back, hearing that it's actually over at A. It's a ruse.
When men in CT spawn, actually just going to move on through, not stick around in there. Snap. Activates perfectly. JBA cut from the equation. Still, the riflers survive, and they're getting out to long. Crucial. Hunt Snap down. They will do so. Lake down low, but Slacks can't join him. And it's Swisher on the site. He's got to fight his way through. Knows that there's two on one side and the other is covered. So Lake, the clutch, planted for him. Yes, it seems. But smoke on the bomb, surely not. Oh, but it might be. Oh, but Lake lined it up, keeps tapping away, and it's through smoke that Lake can shine bright as day. M80. No 1v2, he does beautifully to take them to double digits and some.
Yeah, holding my breath just a little bit there. Not too much, but you know, I'm not gonna say no to a clutch at any point in time when a Lake is alive. This is exactly what they would have needed. In 10 to 8, I say that's exactly what they would have needed. That is what Voca would have. That would have really gotten them into greater than that of a conversation for this map. But here, it's the hard asks, Vincent. What are you up to right now, financially speaking, and how much are you willing to dedicate before you have to play up against map point?
It is a tough question. One, it looks like Voca, they're willing to put all their chips in the middle.
All right.
They're saying, yeah, we're in for a penny and for a pound.
You son of a gun. I'm in.
You got me.
Putting together a team.
Squad, one might say.
Perhaps. Right now, they've got majority of it nowhere. Just split across all sides of this map. Voca not fully dedicating their forces into one direction or the other, and that is exactly what they would have been hoping for here. No immediate smoke to the window or door. Instead, a walk through the tunnels with a flash. It's Slacks on entry. It's Swisher outside of Tons, actually met by Carson, who's flanked by the flanker. Here's Sin in spawn even still. What is going on? They're saying to themselves, and I'll tell you what's going on. M80, have you boxed?
Oh, I seen him get across. Smoke into Tons now as well. Second man joining. This is so uncomfortable, but the nade tracks down Slacks. The damage that was done there by Shane on the site hold might be good enough, but Sin, he's just a problem. A frustrating itch that he can't quite reach, and he's finally gonna strike when the iron is hot. Snap down, Sin active on the other side, and with that, round is done. M80 call up 3B, active as soon as they see that Shane is alone. Highlighting how they can just find the weakness and execute to perfection.
Yeah, I mean, there you have it. That's what you'd hope to pull over on your map pick in a game where, you know, just about as competitive right now as they were in the last set of games that they had played against one another. That's not what Voca were hoping for. They were quite prepped So it would seem to at least give a round or two more than the last they had clashed, but I say that like it was all that long ago. It was 2 days ago that they'd played, lost. The next day they looked like a force to be reckoned with. Day, well, not the same, sadly.
It's M80 who took attack pause ahead of the last round. They take another one ahead of this round. Found a perfect call, in fairness. Caught Shane lacking and alone.
So soon. I mean, Slack's on the AK-47 trying to make that their round so soon as well is a very solid omen for the future of them in this one, as it's just entry out through long with the MAC-10. Sin cracks open, but could very well have been their victory on Dust 2 secured, and they only need to find 3 more to make sure what we witness.
Oh, this is so sad. Voca, they just full clear upper tons. The A-bomb site's open, but M80, they've evacuated the area. They're sprinting through spawn, and they slowed down just as there would have been any possibility to hear what was going on. At least there is the highlight for Voca that they're doing this fast. But by the time they find out, M80 have the B-bomb site.
Yeah.
5 players alive.
Yeah.
That is just insane.
Plant is in. Players are long. We're only now just going to realize what's become of their opponents, and their play that they've made has just gone right under their noses. Swept from beneath and off of their feet. I can only figure, honestly, that this one is dead where it lies. They are a crossfire set between the two of them at the doorway. 1-for-1. Not enough, not even nearly. The second of the SMGs, almost as successful, but would require, honest and truthfully, a triple to quadruple level of efficacy, and it will not be seen. Instead, M80 take this map down. It's not their choice, but they're very much so pleased with the result, I can only imagine.
Yeah, it's I think actually the same score line as they posted up last time for Voca. 13-7, the final score of this Dust 2. They pick in and they fail once again. A team effort from this M80 roster. I mean, on the T side, you really did actually get to see Sin flex some of those muscles from a calling perspective. I feel like his last couple of rounds especially, just absolutely perfect. It's really cool to see those types of rounds work, or rather, when they work perfectly like that. It's one of those moments where you can't help but smile because it's just as it was drawn up.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to be completely satisfied with how they were stationed across that map, and in watching it in hindsight, I'm sure that they're going to be very glad that the reins were taken in such a meaningful way, and I think that Sin has proven that he is here to play, and in due time, we'll see if that will continue onward, because this is not yet done, Vincent. Let's not write it off as it were. It's the map pick of themselves, M80 up into the following, and it's going to be a bit of a banger on Mirage, I can only assume, but it's getting a little bit of deja vu. We'll be right back.
The road to the top what will be my destiny. Money and fame are awaiting, but not enough is raining on me. Maybe I should give it all up. How much more can I take? Out here singing to the heavens. When I gonna get my break? I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. How will I get out of the jungle? Everybody wanna stop me. 10 more steps up the mountain. Now everybody's looking for me. Spend my life in the desert till something changed inside of me. Now I'm flying over oceans. Everybody looking at me. I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Full power, get louder. I'ma get strong, just watch me. Full power, get louder. I'ma get strong, just watch me. Every hour, no doubter. Gonna hear my song, just watch me. Every hour, no doubter. I can run this town. Somebody give me the key. I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. No more doubt about me. I can run this town. Don't you know I got the
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these restless nights, all these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of on my feet when I touch the ground. Front of A to Beijing, man, ain't know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and roll, Lex account a blue face. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brothers since 6th grade. G-Wagon, red seats, we on Biscayne. Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life he afforded me. All this jewelry on my body, I could like the hood. I need a brown skinned chick just like Megan Good. Holding up every promise that I ever made. Music in the background, it's a serenade. Been rapping 10 years, boy, this ain't a phase. I paid dues, paid rent, and I stayed the same. I had teardrops running down my face. I've been through a lot, I had real pain. But thank God, cause we really on a better days. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. What's a life without sacrifice? Sometimes you gotta thank God and just roll the dice. Pacino.
This is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. You're the new MC, you got the remix. Keep it on repeat, just let the beat kick. Everywhere you go, you bring the roof down. You got your own sound. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, yeah, you like it, the way you like it now. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, so good, so fresh. Get up on your feet. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is a shakedown.
Well, Mirage is next up. M80 electing to bring us here. It was over a month ago, the last time Voca was able to find a win on this map against M80, and that was on LAN, Frag Miami. But since then, it's been loss after loss. Nothing really going right for Voca in that first map, putting up some numbers that honestly made that game look a bit more competitive than it was, but you flipped the script at halftime and they got nowhere.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate way of phrasing it, but it's just the truth. It got to be a little bit too much to handle at a certain stage in the game, and then looking back on us too, and then into the future of Mirage, and I guess the potential of that Overpass, if we're to believe what the pattern is starting to spell out for us, then I don't foresee us getting that distance. But even still, I'll give it a little bit of time to talk about, only because the CT side last night of Voca was, well, let's just say something to behold, Vincent. I think that their Mirage was stellar, and that was Marsborn's map pick as well, as keep in mind. But in that same vein, I think that the players that we need to look for, right, the ones that we need to expect to hit hard, were Infinite on the CT side and Shane on the T side. There was just nothing that could stop either of them on a majority of those instances where they were required to find a multi. Shane in particular, on the aggressive, felt like he could do no wrong.
Yeah, I think that I was very impressed with that. Unfortunately, I don't think that it's going to be nearly as easy as that was, as we highlighted Sin calling a really impressive game over on Dust 2. Speaking of Infinite, he's going to have to pull up, and that is a nice one to pluck out. JBA goes down. Rotations are in. 3 here on the bomb site. Beheaded is Slacks. More to where that came from. And Swisher and Lake both activate. Still one man being seen at the missile pillar, and now Dia, the dualies, clawback one, but he took a goosh. Swisher fights and wins for an M80 pistol round.
Great way to kick it all off. Last map ends with victory. This one begins with it. They waltz their way in through to B, and their finances are only going to skyrocket. I can't fathom how much longer you can really enable your opponent to buy again. If you are Voca, having maybe a little bit more desperation settling in now that you are the map back. Sitting and waiting to come back onto it. And USPs to ensure the full 5. Hit it to the brim. Round number 3. I have a B-sided play, however, and there are some players in place to get a kill or two. It would be huge to get $50 per, but they're not getting any actual ground into the bomb site after they've rotated. They're actually getting pushed in upon, no less.
I don't know if you saw the, like, quick tap flick that JBA just hit there. And it's against USPs, so who cares, but actually was insane. The most carefree one tap. M80. Wipe him up. Nobody goes down. I guess if there's anything not to be happy about there for M80, MacDins didn't get a whole lot out of it. When everybody's falling, with these, it does not matter.
Tearing them apart right from the start, but here they come. Rifles. They're very pleased with now having a hold of them.
That's an early smoke.
Yeah, certainly
Not
is.
a good one.
Yeah, and they're just going to actually activate off that. Somebody called for the snap. Somebody wanted to pop in and through with the SMG of JBA once more, the one at the charge, but he'll be flattened relatively quickly. It's everybody else that they've got to be more worried about. Spams could mean something, could deal some damage, but ultimately, having no man advantage, they can't know how low Slacks is. It's a reaction that needs to be had from M80 now. And that reaction is Slacks on low health actually being the one to go towards mid. Bomb planted for him? Kind of, not really.
No, it's default if I'm not mistaken. They're gonna fight into CT, overwhelming as well into that jungle area as Carson and Dia still alive. The only issue is there's nobody easy access. The flank is on the way, but they pulled him off the bomb. Flank does activate. Swisher going to get that one down. Lake with 3 kills, and he'll go down with the ship. But M80 keep this one perfect. Stellar start.
Whoa. See that run boost?
Yeah.
Swisher is absolutely flying right now, and Infinite, I mean, he's going to be burnt out into the open, and they're all holding for him. Lucky to get even the one, I will say. Maybe not luck. Certainly a skill, but there goes that. Almost as quick as it had began, it's over with. You were saying something, or beginnings of something to say?
Honestly, no, not anymore. Forget about it.
All right.
JBA cleaned up 4 of them. And it is just as perfect as it has seemed here for M80. Yeah, I don't know what Voca need to do right now. M80 just bulldozing. Currently not showing a lot of respect, just putting them into the meat grinder, honest and truthfully. Deal with an AWP, maybe that can be an adjustment. He's going to be moving over towards B. We're actually going to see a default here for M80 for the first time as they take mid control.
Nades on nades, but not really anything all that crazy that they would need to be threatened by. Gonna be a little while longer now before Dia will have the chance to get anywhere to help. I'll be waiting for just a bit now whilst the A pressure has been also ceased. Infinite, not with a nade, but a smoke. He's gonna throw that to just time them out for a little while longer. And honestly and truthfully, with Dia on that line with the sniper rifle on the other end of the map, they're gonna have a lot of info, but he's actually gotten off, actually, looking towards Catwalk now that they've been smoked on.
Well, JBA spam down. Via Infinite.
Taking a bit long.
The other side of this has to be perfect, and okay, Lake does pick that up. Infinite traded. They got to get out here. Carson still active, and there's Shane moving into jungle. Carson not quite ready for Swisher, but Swisher even less prepared as Carson will put him down. There's Voca on the board. And it's ironically the first more traditional round that M80 run that Voca are victorious in.
Yeah. All the nades that had been kept on their utility belts do them some good stuff in the late game. Super happy with what Infinite have been able to post there. Playing some difficult positions when not given a full supporting cast. No sniper rifle for Slacks just yet. No frag either. Still more than enough time to accumulate that much, so I'm not sweating. Spam amidst the mid-smoke. Get them their kills. It does get them some early on damage. It's been exchanged. Snav feeling just as weak.
Maybe making a pretty swift decision about where they want this thing to go. Got some mid control. 2 isolated on A. Lake there to hold the rotates. Cut them off in this case. Now they go out. Ready for B. Shane overwhelmed. Carson blind. And it's nothing. This B defense is gone. Infinite might be the only one who can do something about this. A snap finds Lake. That's the lurk dead. Infinite chunking down even further with that nade. Gets spotted and removed by JBA.
Obviously, that looks snappy. And given the infractions that have been put upon them after that last map where we thought to ourselves that they might have a chance, you know, they were winning some rounds and we were like, this one's getting close. They tied it back up right off the rip. That was effectively dead in the water as a conversation in the very few rounds that it followed. And I have to imagine now that they might be falling into that same pit much earlier than they would have liked to. I mean, ideally never at all.
I mean, I don't know that we can really talk about ideal, though, in this best of 3, in
True.
at least regarding Voca, because nothing has been ideal. Nothing's gone quite perfectly for them. They can afford everything. There is that. M80. It's the speed with which they're getting these decisions in place. Very decisive about these moves that they're making on Mirage thus far. Oh, it's disgusting. Sin catches Carson, who, I mean, maybe sticking around a little too long up there, but I don't really think he could have exited.
Oh, nice to at least collect upon Swisher there. Keep conversation alive. Team hasn't exactly had the same fortune. Carson being gone. This one with one player that needs to rise above the rest. Snap trying to take matters into his own hands for this round and not leaving one uncut. No room for Lake to just go peeking onwardly, because I can only figure in his mind he's saying to himself that there's likely another player posted in his direction. He would have been wrong, but it's still a good line of thought.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Lake gives up his play. And in the process, gonna make it step forward. Dude, snappy. With that connection, Dia holds the line, and now Lake alone for 1v3. Won't even get started. Nice work out of Dia. And Snav, mid-round, just goes back mid, solo, clears it on his own. Really nice attention to detail. He gets everything. That all starts with M80 in a 5v4.
Yeah, that's super. And he didn't have to do it alone. I mean, he could have pulled somebody off a different point of this map. He could have asked for any utility, but at the same point, it would have been a very difficult time for them to have made any retake meaningful. They had gone through mid, seen nothing, and been hit with the worst timing. I think the Dia in the conversation of Mirage was probably where I was expecting them to do some of their best, if at all. And it's already kind of started, but not even necessarily with the op.
Yeah, just that last round, really the only point regarding that. Dia's op can be sidestepped for the moment. Gotta get the Swisher AK, Lake AK activation, jungle smoke coming through. Gonna try and break it open. Up over the stairs. It's a big one. Carson steps in. And he won't be traded. It's a second man inside that smoke, and as Snap steps through, he gets felled. This has gotten complicated. Slacks, big miss. Hold on a moment. Even as that bomb goes down, this is by no means a certainty.
No, not at all. Time a ticking, but only just began. Carson wants to get on. He's got someone from Khan. The both of them going to be uniting in a moment here, but decisions as to how long they want to give it a look in for, because only Shane has a kit. Maybe one let loose on the site, but it's going to need to be an aggressive maneuver, a swing out, and to find the first of those picks to really give his teammate the room to move any deeper. Jungle, not very safe space. Could be anywhere on the left or right side, and being hit with even one, not something that Carson can afford. They're done. They're out of there. They're going to give it to another round in the next to try out, as the rounds on Mirage begin to dry out.
It's the only reason I'm not so big a fan of Voca going in that direction. Feels like M80 already have such a stranglehold on this half that they can't really afford to be handing anything over. Does mean that they have all the bells and whistles for the follow-up round. Voca, that is. But it's with very significant limitations that M80 broke through. A giveaway from Snav after he made the difference in the previous round. Forward towards mid. Will Dia get a chance this time? Oh, no.
Not even close. Blasted the second that they spot him. Out and up through catwalk. Carson's going to have his time in the line, but maybe not, as they've already bypassed his primary focus. Getting back to B without a kill, it's just frankly not happening, Vincent. It's another one of these rounds where I'd like to make the argument in the conversation, and I'm sure they would as well, but it's futile. They get a kill on start, but softening the health points of a number of others in the process.
And Swisher just leaves. It's diabolical. Infinite already up there. Snav, his attention being cut out by Swisher. And Carson just juggles the op over to Snav so that they can save them both, I would guess. And that is the case. M80 taking another round, up to 7. They've won this half, and there's more where that came from if Voca aren't careful. This is feeling very similar to Dust 2, where some of these rounds look and feel a little bit more competitive, but if M80 get access to a bomb site, the way that they convert that is so perfect. It's feeling like the retakes on the CT side of Dust.
Out and ready, a second of which has gone just that little bit higher up too. Didn't quite pan into action into the last. Fortunate enough to have the fortune enough to buy this many a time in this capacity, but it's done them no good. Not yet. Both of them completely dodged. Dipped away from the shot of Dia though. And this one sees a late on flash and another shot that goes awry.
I mean, it can't be miss after miss like that. Sin gets the digits punched in. Shane needs a nade, and JBA into jungle. They have con controls. That smoke will start to fade. They'll realize, with maybe not. JBA steps too far forward, too watching his angle. From stairs, dead. Slacks will follow. Sin needs to win this fight, but cannot do so. Last man seen. Swisher. Bomb even planted for him? Yeah, it was, but it doesn't matter. The kit included. Voca will break it. 3 rounds now for them.
Giving the look back, the last match that they had played again. On Mirage, in particular, that game had ended 13-7. And the CT side half start for Voca was a 6-6. They only got 1 on their offense once they had flipped it over. So, still better than it once was. Not necessarily something to write home about, but I don't think we need to put on the screamers just yet as for this game being outright done and over, but they're going to require maybe a round or two more to give me actual full-on faith, because an 8th, not that far out of a range when once again 2 players this time on this B site yet to get a kill on the insurgent.
I mean, just an ugly miss for Carson. Lake's about to get this backstab. T is dead. Game over. Well, round over. Game, maybe a little too soon to be calling that. Even as Lake goes down. The time for going back into this has long since faded. Say that. Infinite. Sticking around.
Got rewarded for it. For a little split second there, but no more than that. Nav chilling in the palace. Man of expensive tastes. Not very luxurious, though, when you know the reason in which why you're here in the first place. Waiting for some more rounds later on.
Well, this was meant to be the better side, you know, and that's where I'm feeling a little bit hopeless for Voca, especially when you're getting another double up and Carson just flat out missing.
Yeah.
Shane, not so easy that fight he had against JBA. This one's on Infinite, 3rd different offer, and this time Carson a little bit better. Great flash though to allow Swisher access.
Certainly wants something more out of this stairs position. Aren't going to really give it to him. Eventually, the smoke will be blown. Just playing on the edge of it. Sin will be removed of. No bomb to be planted. Seconds away from being able to do so. Don't go peeking the op. Don't get too aggressive. But they are just about close enough to one another to where he shouldn't have been able to escape. Even with that peek, it was dirty. The first of them, the next two, not going to land. It's 8-4. And Vincent, we've got ourselves at least one more half of play, don't we?
Yes, indeed. We'll see you after the break. This could be the final half that we see for this cup, because Voca not putting up the numbers that we expect them to on their CT side. It's not quite there. 8-4 as M80 move to their preferred half. Nearly 60% win rate on the CT side for M80. They've been incredibly dominant, not just this best of 3, but throughout this cup. And it doesn't seem like it's going to be stopping.
Yeah, I was pretty excited to see if there was going to be some pushback from this Voca team here tonight. I was prepared so heavily to, at the very least, open a dialogue for what their capabilities were against those of which you would consider the upper echelon of NACS, but it's not yet come through. It's the B pumping in. They're looking for an early pick and a swarm very similar to that of how M80 had started their T-side half off, and also very similar success.
Yeah, but the difference is maintaining this control. Well, hold on. Sen goes down. Slake on the flank. He's just going to be sidestepped. They don't want to engage with him yet. Well, Infinite does. Maybe oversteps in E-Box. It's Shane. And up to JBA. Well, we'll get nowhere fast. It's Dia to claim 3 frags and a Voca pistol round.
Yeah, all right. It's already as many rounds as they got T-side last time, like I mentioned, so maybe, just maybe, you're saying there's a chance.
I am indeed saying that. But I'm also saying that there's a force buy. M80 pick up a Slack Scout, P9, and some 5.7s.
Exciting times for side of Voca. Their heart rates need to just mellow. Head out into B with these 5.7s so very far a distance. A gap that can somewhat similarly be closed by a scout, however. It feels as if that one shot has made its mark on Slacks with the next and follow-up damage for Dia and Shane could incentivize them to continue onward with this. I wouldn't blame them whatsoever.
No, and Leak's flanking as well, just like he was last round. Nobody going to be in apartments to look at, but
they're not going.
Just going to be sitting outside. Hoping for the economic damage where they can do enough, force a few rebuys, and if they're lucky, even get like an extra gun or 2. That's crazy from Carson. Everyone will get far enough away. No further deaths there for Voca. So the plan doesn't really go exactly as scheduled there for M80. They will hang on to the Scout, 5.7, and an MP9, but pretty nicely handled out of Voca.
Yeah. Etching their name into Mirage, letter by letter. Here's where they can start to dry up a little bit of the momentum that had been built up by their adversaries. They're going to need to start asking each other questions, you know, trying to redisperse their resources more effectively as time goes by. Not going to be the cakewalk that could have been anticipated. There's no reason to get a little bit complacent. And I highly doubt that will be the case. In this round, however, hoping to catch a player in the transition period from one site to the next, maybe without a reasonable trade by their side. That's not going to be happening all too many a time, and I think that this Scout has been a very solid thing to look forward to buying from Slacks. Pretty impressed with the number of those shots that we've seen ring out. The, what's it called? The return on investment has certainly been there.
Yeah. Big ROI guy.
True.
As you would be if you put any money in.
Expect to see something out of it.
Exactly. I'm with you. It's been a pretty positive spin here for M80 on that specifically. Otherwise, though, Voca they have started this second half out swimmingly. And now you get to ask the question, or rather maybe find the answer to that question of, is there going to be any complacency from M80? I too don't think so.
I hope
I
not.
haven't seen anything to suggest that in this best of 3 at all.
This in particular is not the head-to-head where they would like for that to start. At the very last hurdle of this season. Gonna be working a little bit of map control into mid, a second or two staggered, just seeing if there was going to be anything more aggressive out of M80. They haven't played out enough of this half to know what they do and don't really want to force as far as issues are concerned, so it's good to test their limits.
There's an initial look for M80 towards mid, like they wanted to play collapse, but actually, as their smokes pop out, Voca leave entirely, focus on the B bomb site. This is looking very similar to the M80 first gun round on the T side. Slacks his shot, nails it. But they're going to close distance fast. He gets blinded. Oh, and they're closing in around him for the missile pillar as well. Carson flies in. He trades with Slacks down. Just buy some time here. Unplanted for Voca.
Smoke's actually going to help Lake get a little bit deeper into this one while he's got teammates by his side, lined up horizontally, but not able to actually visibly see any of these players. And so Carson has exposed just from that same space and where Lake was very nearly able to clear from, more tunnel visioned on towards Cat, and each and every one of them will fell in after that.
That's real nice from Carson. Absolutely snappy on the aim. Seeing him level up after some missed opportunities in the first half. We're tied, knotted at 8s. Half buy for M80. Won't have the full investment for yet another round. They're going to double push down into Underpass, though. And Slacks, whoo, that's a nice one with the Deagle. Putting the heat on. Lake in the mix as well. He's got backup. More where that came from. Shane's got to be careful. Might not want to stick around. AK now for Lake, and that is not a fight you want to take if you're Shane. B-bomb site is there as Voca, sure. Oh, and that's, an ambitious open plant. Fortunately, not going to have anybody in market yet.
Enough HE now. Carson blown just a little bit lower. The SMG as well as that Deagle can remain lethal. Sin with an AK as well gifted over to him thanks to the efforts that Lake had given moments ago, and it's a perfect player to give it into hands of because he'll be the one to lock it in. What a round where everything across the board feels as if it's just decisions made by M80 couldn't have gone any better. Each player making proactive maneuver. It pans out. They've got so much money to go along behind it now, too.
Yeah, and everybody gets an AK. Everybody has a gun that they can take away. Yeah, that's a fight that, Voca were ready for. In Underpass, they were prepared to receive that. And, Lake just hit him with some classic Lake nonsense, if I'm being honest.
Hit him where it hurt.
Yeah. Just some tight moments where Lake has to hit a headshot, and he does. Uh-oh. Is that a... Did window smoke miss? But won't matter.
Very well could have. I don't see a player there that could have done any sort of blockage or anything of that nature.
No, there wasn't anybody there. It just missed, but doesn't matter. Can't be doing that, though.
Long torm. Can't be missing the window smoke, boys. So getting into window, actually, at that stage, though, a little bit better. Works out for them. Sees then they get on top of Swisher, who is narrowly going to be caught with a kill of his own, but they've gotten all these players somewhat boxed. There's a slight miss from Slacks, the second of which an adjustment that hits right where target required in Lake. He has had the element of surprise. He still sits under balcony. They go to plant the bomb. Will he just wait here for this? There's a flank and a main. Everything is so ugly, so chaotic, so crazy. Lake loses his teammate on the wrap backside. This a near impossibility.
I mean, Dia forced to miss a shot, but like you said, I mean, look at these disparate pieces. Lake would need a miracle. Grabs the up. And he will escape with that for now. Oh, but not going to escape long term. Snav with 3. And it's Snav. I feel like that Voca round, they had the perfect read. They knew what was going on. M80. Not at all in mid. Snav takes advantage of it. Handled with care. Sent, sealed, and delivered. Tied again. There's where that money with those weapons that they got from the half-buy win come in. Can buy back everything that they had last round and some. Oh my gosh. Hop off the angle. But fortunately, Snav's still waiting and watching.
Feelings starting to maybe overwhelm the M80 players as far as what calls they need to make. Take on some autonomy to grab some ground. It ain't working. It simply isn't. More often than not now, it feels like they're hit with a perfect placement of one of these members of any of Voca. They send them into next round. I mean, they've got a 5 versus 3 and a minute to work with. If there was ever a more winnable round than this, then I don't know.
No, they've actually got a 5 versus 2.
If there was ever a more winnable round than that, I don't know. If there was ever a more winnable round than this, then I don't know.
And it is indeed winnable. It is won. It is taken. It's not quite done. They maybe have just enough money to buy one more time. Just gonna eke it out. Voca have taken the lead. I mean, it's their first real lead of this whole thing. Slide into perfect position. Steal this back. Slacks goes for the jump out window. Nails it. And Voca, they did this last round, were seen. And now they're going to run it back again. All 5 at A.
Gonna need to be convinced here. Lake hits his spray, but he's fully blind. Needs to give it up after that and then rely on some others to get there. To stall them out. Keep them from kicking in towards the site, but that pipe dream. They want it. It's theirs. They're gonna get just a little bit of additional utility deepened in towards CT spawn to ensure that fact.
Switcher. He's coming Palace on this flank.
Not sure how much it's going to be able to actually do, though. Somebody with a flashbang? No. Smoke, maybe? A nade? A molly? Something to create a little bit of chaos amongst the ranks. Or Swisher could be the one to do that himself. Drops a molly, even an additional HE atop of that. And the kills are coming through. He's playing his life, even hitting a reload, but they've not gotten close enough to it. I don't see a kit. Only the one. It's on Swisher. He gets off the balcony. In playing coverage, hearing one burn, but it will be a ruse to what will be 10-all.
It's just enough. It's all up to Swisher. He activates first. He pulls the attention away. Then they collapse. Then they move back through. It's Slacks and Sin. Duo able to bring back the firepower from CT. And here we are. Not done yet. Voca finally bringing something to this best of 3. On Mirage. I'm going to see another A attack. Slacks unseen last round when he did this. It's Dia. In the middle of the open. They leave the window smoke off. Hoping that they're going to get somebody swinging, somebody fighting. Nothing received.
Every little move that they make now, Voca has extraordinary implications on their future in this map and in this series and in this tournament, as it were, in this final. Got to make sure that everything is done meticulously. So far, doing their damnedest at that. Comes with a slow pace. Smoke in front of them, actually, to get through underpass without just being hit with Lake on an individual duel.
Whoa.
And the trading of nades almost maybe actually hindering them more.
Impotent. Boost up into window. That succeeds. Dia from range. As he gets spotted. Lake again. Seen. And with Snav taking JBA out on A, that surely should be the round. Sealed up.
Yeah,
Bomb goes out B. Split. Though it's not needed. That's a massive find from Lake. What? What even is this? Dia tracks the... Nothing. He had an A1S. What is he tracking?
You mentioned it, though, that M80 had kind of willed this buy-in together. Probably going to have to forfeit up to 12, to be honest with you. I mean, they're in the opposite camp of what I was saying that Voca are going to be looking down towards in this best of 3 now at this stage. Being a map up, M80, you know, they have the liberties to take. They can get a little bit curious with it. Doesn't necessarily mean you need to give full respect either, but you got to stay in your lane for certain rounds, and I think this is one of them upcoming that I wouldn't be baffled to see them force, but I feel like playing up against map point with full buy is probably the better alternative than trying to sneak one out and avoid playing for overtime.
I think they have enough money to force.
All right, let's see it.
I mean, with this gun saved.
Like I said, I don't hate it, but...
Yeah.
Oh, no, actually, that's a lot more utility than I thought that they were going to have.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
That's pretty good.
They had even more money than I was realizing.
Fascinating.
It's the T side to take their first tactical timeout of this entire best of 3 right now. Head around 23. Haven't seen a whole lot from that side of this Voca roster. Maybe looking good, but not looking great on this Mirage. That's too a whole different story.
TT side starting to feel a little bit off the wall, I think is how I would describe it. I feel like a lot of the choices that are being pulled on just a little bit hasty, not really coordinated in any meaningful way, relying on these players to get it done on their own. And I'm not the biggest fan of that kind of Counter-Strike. Can work. That's solid. Stage onto Lake once more, unable to find the level of impact that he was known to earlier on, and they've been flushed out of their sight again without a kill.
And they'll be saving. See you later, M80. They run away, pack this one up for the hills. Peace. That is... Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you. I was trying to put it into my own words as well. But it does feel to me like M80 have not dialed up any sort of opening move that they typically would on this CT side. Whether that's like a more traditional mid-fight or even trying to facilitate an insert an op into apartments, or, you know, even take a fight in Palace, even if that's solo.
They tried that.
Well, I mean, they tried ramp. They tried ramp.
They tried Palace, too. Pretty quickly killed by Shane. That was when I was...
in the round that they pushed ramp, and then after that?
No, it was pretty early on.
Gotcha.
That was kind of also I brought up the point that it's starting to feel like they're just really relying on someone to just make a little play, and that doesn't work. Well, damn.
Yeah. It's Voca with another tack pause. They're chugging through these things at the back end of this.
Voca, I didn't see listed with Semphis tonight. The coaching role.
I mean, he is still their coach.
Yeah. Didn't see him on board for tonight's game, though. Could be still here, and we just aren't 100% sure. But on the registered show players to show, as well as the coach, Def is here. Didn't see Semphis mentioned, so
Fair enough. Oh man, JBA just getting absolutely reamed on these aggressive peaks again and again, and again and again. He's denied. Can't keep happening, and well, this might be the end of the line. The Lake catching Infinite. Might be enough to keep M80 alive with that one. Snap jumping over on the stairs. Now Lake in for a rude awakening as he doesn't know. Sidelined. Dia will be removed. Swisher up over the top. He's the two. Swish and send. Left into this thing. One man close, one man far, and Carson and Shane. Great tap. Not gonna connect it. Shane maybe overplaying his hand, but he nails it. Swisher, 1v1. Similar health. Kit as well, but that's Carson to seal the deal. It's Mirage going Voca's direction. Finally, 13-10.
maybe it's not all crazy talk after all, Vincent. Maybe there is something to be done from the boys. I frankly was starting to drain in my beliefs, as their CT side was almost enough to have me pretty much dejected from it, but they did it, and I need to lock a little bit in myself because we've got Overpass, Vincent, that third map.
Yes, we do. I'm excited for it, especially because, I mean, M80 last season, fantastic on that, but they really haven't played it here locally. The Voca have been looking really good. I am pumped. We're going to get to see where this final concludes after this break.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these wrestlers nice. All these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a Benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of all my feet when I touch the ground. Front of 8 at Beijing, man, they know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and roll Lex account of Blueface. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brother since 6th grade. G-Wagon red seats, we on Biscayne. Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life he afforded me. All this jewelry on my body, acting like the hood. I need a brown skinned chick just like Megan Good. Holding up every promise that I ever made. Music in the background, it's a serenade. Been rapping 10 years, boy, this ain't a phase. I paid dues, paid rent, and I stayed the same. I had teardrops running down my face. I've been through a lot, I had real pain. But thank God, cause we really on the better days. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. What's a life without sacrifice? Sometimes you gotta thank God and just roll the dice. Pacino. Uh-huh.
The road to the top is a riddle. What will be my destiny? Money and fame are awaiting, but not enough is raining on me. Maybe I should give it all up. How much more can I take? Out here singing to the heavens. When I gonna get my break? I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh.
Well, it was looking like this was going to end very quickly, and then it didn't. Voca able to mount a comeback in the second half of Dust 2, or rather, Mirage. And over time, we were starting to believe so much that they were able to bring it through on to Overpass. That is where we stand now. It's only been one Overpass played this year for this M80 team. A loss, Passion UA, and a very tight one at that. Why not? This is going to be exciting. I'm very pumped to see what this is going to behold.
Yeah, we don't exactly know what to be prepared for here. All we did know is that if it were to go all the way, is that Overpass would be one where we get a lot of discovery going. But even then, now with the way back into this series having been a reverse sweep, if Voca want to win it outright, setting the stage, making it an argument. They're giving me a little bit of that same level of hope where they didn't start out this game, rather last map, with everything that you would have wanted and more. They weren't blowing us out of the water. As a matter of fact, looking worse by most metrics than the last time that they'd played against one another in that regard. But they managed to pull it out, so there's no doubting them for the future now.
I think the most interesting point to talk about with regard to the last half of that is not just about Voca. I think it's about M80. You and I were having a discussion there as the half continued about how M80 looked really not like themselves. They looked like they were making individual plays. They were not working together. Felt like any of their opening moves that they would usually set up as a team were happening solo. And then in addition to that, when you're trying to coordinate retakes and the such, that too looked a little bit worse for wear than what we had seen previously. And even though they were able to pull out a round or two at one point or another, really, they didn't have the totality of what they typically bring on that Mirage. So as we jump into Overpass, I think it's got to be a little bit better. Maybe losing Mirage was a little bit of a wake-up call.
Yeah, maybe, just maybe. Here we go. CTs of M80 now. I mean, not a great omen for Voca having the back foot start in that capacity, but I'm sure that M80 won't be complaining. They have been in a little bit of a need for a pep talk, a boost up. We're going sour darn quickly, but probably going to be craziest of calls. It's a walk up long, all 5 on there as well, with utility that they'll throw on their execution only when required and in that moment.
I think Swisher got a little bit of info right there on the jump spot. Yeah, absolutely he did. Calls up the rotators. Now 4 on A for M80. Brilliant flash. Oh, the counter flash is so good. Damaged onto everybody. Just Slacks going down. Sent taking a bullet to the chin. And Voca, they cannot break through. Everybody is walking so wounded on this Voca side.
That's a toughie. They got a dip. Let's stick around too long. Back towards toilet, seeing if anybody would go for the rewalk, if they would dare. They do, might I add. But it'll only be counteracted for a moment in time there, as the double down back has low players still in this one. Is JBA, though. Tap out onto any of these players should be simple enough, you would think. Not even one. Shane with his 4th. This is the Shane that we knew from Marsborn yesterday in that game, and this round is over with? I can't even understand how it's been flipped.
I'm also struggling to handle it myself. I mean, you can really just talk about Shane. Shane on a dominating M80. Brilliant flash. Oh, way to get back into this thing. Absolutely insane. Just the tight window to execute and Shane pulling it off. Yeah, that one, I was thinking nothing could be better than what M80 had. I was wrong. Full access to fall back, smoke for front bathroom, overwhelm connector, Voca with some explosiveness have the front of A control.
They haven't really been hearing a whole hell of a lot going on around the map to where an aggressive maneuver play from M80 will be called out, so they need to continue to play on their toes. Remain light on their feet in case they need to dip into another way. The scout was a little bit of a mentioning on that last map where M80 and Slacks in particular were putting it into great efficacy. Didn't look like they were ever really hit with crazy enough timings to where he wouldn't have his damage dealt. This time will be one of those first in the series.
Knocked him down. The Voca team, I mean, been looking pretty good on Overpass. They haven't played it a ton of times, but over the 6 maps they have played, they beat everybody put in front of them except for Wildcard. 2 losses, both in the Atlanta qualifier. And, I mean, Wildcard, most definitely a good Overpass team. But, you know, if you were to do, like, the pecking order of Overpass teams in North America, I know slightly different version of M80 here, but, you know, same core. I'd put M80 significantly above this iteration of Wildcard.
Sure.
Which means to me, this should be, you know, on paper, an M80 map. Even though we only have seen them play and lose it against Passion.
Timeout. M80, I mean, also rarely in this position where they have to actually actively figure out what the hell to do, right? It's not really them who are left scratching their heads in these matchups typically. But I don't know how many reps of that they've got.
I mean, yes and no. I think that with the amount of experience that this M80 team has, like, even despite the fact that you're talking about moving just one piece around, you know, they played enough international competition that I don't think that's a question.
No,
I should really care.
I'm saying here, I disagree. How many times do you think that they're asking themselves, what do we do to stop Voca right now? This isn't Fnatic or Astralis or anything even close to that.
I mean, on paper, my answer is if you can figure out that, you can figure out this.
I wouldn't even say that they can very regularly figure it out against those teams I named, but that's a conversation for another time.
Yeah, you make a fair point. Got to put the problem-solving cap on. Find a solution. Access to the A-bomb site for Voca. Nice flashbangs. Those are going to catch one off guard. Damage done for the 5-7. Flank activating. 2 players there in Sin and JBA. Tia and Infinite, though, will pop out. And it does get a little ugly. There's a lot of blood, but ultimately Voca are out on top.
Now it's high time. Now it's where Overpass's playground for the sniper rifle needs to be put into action, as we very rarely had to call upon Slax's name. I can't remain consistent for this series. Not if they want to win. I think that we were seeing a little bit of the pressure put on the riflers in order to make up for either mistakes or lost ground or just lack thereof on Mirage. Slack's just being somewhat stuffed. Good spam. Pusher catches Dia before they even know what the move is to be. They can start to actually get an itch that it will finish in the name of that same letter. And in Swisher's first kill, being able to dip deeper in towards the site enables him to find a couple of other individuals. How about a Quadra? Looking close to Snav, a pistol in hand, surely not an ace on a USB of all things, and desperately hoping to molly out Heaven, trying to keep himself room to make a clutch work. They get ahead of it. Lake does not enable you to get comfortable.
No, that is an incredible hold, though, from Swish. I mean, he gets everything you could possibly want. This was a beautiful entry, by the way, from Infinite. Swisher trades instantaneously onto Shane, and the adjustment up top to Carson is just beautiful. M80. Needing one of those individuals to pop off. That's what you were saying. That's what you've been highlighting pretty often now. Reliant on the rifles, even. Well, that Swisher showing that he can be that reliable piece to have that pop-off moment.
Yeah, Swisher on this map, historically, I feel like is somebody that's going to have their time. Somebody that's going to enter the kill feed in a meaningful way. And to be able to do it so early, that might be a little bit of an inspiration to the rest of the crew. The Bard playing the music to try and rise a little bit of the spirits. It can't be all too perfect after that last map, but gotta be much better, at least here on Overpass after that one, as a quiet and slow creep and crawl from Infinite has him dinked. Now he's got to back out. They don't need to dedicate into the site. The time hasn't forced it.
Yeah, but they were shaping up to do that. If you look, Shane has the bomb, and he was moving in that direction the whole time. So now that that's been stalled, it's a little bit awkward for Voca, as they're not sure where they want to go, what they want to do. I'm a little miffed at how passive M80 are playing on A.
Miffed.
Yeah.
Oh, miffed. Sorry to hear that.
Just as I say so, they're going to step forward just a little bit. 3-man setup for bathroom. On the backside of it. Lake at the forefront. Op can ring out. Great trade, though, from Shane. There's still one man inside of that smoke, and that is exactly what this was all set up to do. Swisher tags on 2 more. And M80 will grab their second round.
And there he goes. There he is again. Swisher, sure that his name is heard. Not taking this game lying down. I love to see that from someone who regionally in North America has a lot of chances given over to him to get multi-frag potential, where it's not as easy maybe against some of the world's upper echelon. But here, I mean, if we're talking about players that pound for pound mechanically would be able to overtake him, let alone a team that as a unit be able to pull a fast one on him, very few and far between. So here's his chances to put that on display. Founding member of this roster, the only one remaining.
Yeah, I was also going to say, you know, we were talking about the MVP race and such. Obviously, M80, not a guarantee to win by any means, but, you know, Lake out in front, JBA close, but Swisher not really all that far behind.
Yeah. I have a question for you, though, really quickly, while we have a little side round. Do you think it's reasonable that players are given MVP awards for events they didn't win?
In theory, yes.
Would you, if you had the opportunity, like, on like a committee, give like Simple an MVP at one of those events that he got when he lost?
In that specific scenario,
Yeah.
I'd have to like go back and look exactly again.
Let's just say he's got like a 1.33 and loses in the final, and the next closest guy has got like a 1.26 on the other team.
Yeah, I think I'm willing to. Absolutely.
Okay. Just curious, because
It's got to be exceptional. You know?
Yeah, sometimes it frustrates me, but other times I guess I kind of just take it lying down because it's like, well, yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of course, type thing. But either way, I digress. This round's, again, one that will be a little bit of a throwaway, but one that we can still open up the conversation for the following round where it'll be at an even eye level once again. I don't think Dia will have his AWP. Unless they get a plant.
I was going to say that's like almost a certain no, and it still probably is. And then a couple missed shots from Sin making me a little bit more scared, but all good.
Holy drive-by dinks, though.
Yeah, the amount of dinks on these clocks is crazy. 3-3 score line. T-side lifted up, though. I mean, already feeling like with those 3 rounds, Voca just need a couple more gun rounds, and they're going to be feeling confident about this T-side. Feeling happy. As you said, no Dia AWP. It is one for Slacks. He's in Bath.
That's a
Been
great
highlighting
set
it.
of nades. What?
Ooh.
Highlighting what, my good friend?
How passive M80 have been playing towards A. This is a little bit of a difference in that they've got Slacks in a forward position, but he is solo. Very alone. Nailed it. Now he's got to fight his way out. More where that came from. Rifle coming, but it's a little too late. Late can't arrive. But he's got more help on the way. Doubled up. Here with both the rifles. It's a nice flashbang. They'll place that down. Swisher. Oh my gosh, Swisher, what a shot. Surely not.
Non-stop action from him. Seem to matter what site you send him to. Still find you your impact, but pump from the brakes and walk across from Dia, and he's not ready whatsoever for where he had just sat his hands down patiently, folded them, waited for just long enough, and even then gets enough time to cock the rifle back. Nav 1 in 5. This would be an extraordinary time for him to come alive. Already amidst the smoke, can't quite find the bomb, can't quite find coverage, but Sin with one of their last bullets before they would have been mincemeat. Hit the kill as need be. And a 4th is theirs. Secured.
Well, it's not exactly an ideal hold from Slacks, but yeah. Oh my gosh, nasty. That is a lovely frag out of Swisher. M80 via Swisher coming online. He's 13 and 4 at round 8. Pistol armor for Voca. That was their gun round, and it goes nowhere. Carson's the one to wield the hero.
That's just going to be them with one AK-47 as that hero that would need to... Oh, I was going to say need a sidekick as well. Someone's going to need to be the Robin to his Batman. And so far they have. It's traded hands. That next rifle picked back up for Shane to use. And everything has started to fall apart into pieces. The op can't get back in. He can't just go bounding and leaping into the site. There's no hope for him. And thinking you miss it, it's a good old B-rush that wins it out.
Uncomfortable. Just enough utility to break through. The layered flashbangs were so nice there from Voca. You know, this is a version of Voca that I feel like I'm not that familiar with. One that has executes like this ready to go. At times last year, I felt as if Voca were a team that could shoot hard, but if you ever needed them to do anything tactically that was, you know, beyond the first or second stage of the round, You know, some sort of like really nice execute. It's just not something that they had in their pocket. This, on the other hand, is quite strong. Swisher can't do much against that. Slack's maintaining his up. Tied again. And this time we're going to have Dia for the head-to-head potential.
Pass giving us everything that we would have wanted and more. Smoke to that Molotov, continuing their way in through short. Nothing that M80 can do about it. The game back and forth. What nades they need to use to take their deeper grounds as B is looking primed. 2 players here. Walking through T-steps, though. Mind yourself from Lake and his aggression over on that end of the map where JBA also gets a kill. They can confirm what is and isn't happening literally everywhere.
Yeah, and because Slax's position as well at the top of connector as Lake closes the distance, they have no escape. Lake's timing is going to be perfect. It's Slax who actually steals that away. Great pivot there from Dia. Shane with one opener. He's traded. Snab, access to the bomb site. JBA not going to overswing. Dia not watching. Snab will swing the mouse wide for a 1v3 that's just started. Cut to 2. Gets aggressive. Great adjustment. Can he get into pit? Yes, he can. Slacks. Onto a rifle now. Knows where Snab is located. There's plenty of utility, but now's not the time. And Snab working over the top. Oh, it's so close. Snab making that look so winnable, but it Slacks instead.
Only imagine that Slacks now, having gotten back to that sniper rifle, is going to be happy with that conversion, but the heart's still going to be a little bit pumping. Snav a couple of times now over left as the last left standing. Maybe also due in part to the role shift with Carson as the in-game leader, given a little bit more credence in the situations where the rounds in the late stages he can have a bit more of a say in. To really see it come full circle or success on Overpass yet. More time, maybe not necessarily in this half, but in this map in general. Lake again blasts straight up towards the top side of A. This time he will be the one to find the kill, though, and it's not going to be vacant.
Yeah, I mean, finally seeing that version of Counter-Strike that M80 have tended to like to play, especially locally here on Overpass, where, you know, they're up in your face. At least on the A bomb site. Sin. Blind entirely, still finding his way through. Swisher 1 for 1. Lake's arrived, but he won't be there for anything. Swisher, for the cleanup crew, though, is happy to provide 18th frag as he posts another triple.
Yeah, he's shooting super hard at this point. It's getting to be a bit egregious. Just a little bit. And if we're going to be talking about Overpass, if we're, you know, going to be talking about these guys and how many reps they've been able to get on it in the past, like, say, like 3 months or so, statistically speaking, I'm pretty sure that Lake is usually the one who's pretty far and above and away, but that's for most maps. But I would say that Swisher is somebody you can very much so rely on, and if we're looking at their CT sides, the most reliable of any of them, even above that of Lake or Slacks. Swisher typically likes to stand out and above when it comes to that much because his T-side rolls don't get very much easier, I'll tell you that. Get it while he can.
Flash to go in. JBA to shut it down. Swisher, now he's there as well. The 1 AK and Swisher, he ain't taking prisoners. Sorry, folks. He may... Powered by Swisher this half. CT side brought to you by...
Me.
And you.
Brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you. Thank you tuning in for what this grand final has brought to our front doorstep. An absolute banger within 3 rounds a gap, but money just squeezed out from the pockets they have left to afford. Voca, one more go before we flip it. It's a nade topside A. Lake periodically winning fights, periodically sending them packing in towards their own spawn. This time the latter. He's gonna do just that. Hector not even really a major worry in their minds. They're just actually a little bit more trying to bolster what would be a rewalk towards T-steps for Voca, if ever.
Yeah, in the last few rounds, Voca have entirely ignored Connector, and because M80 have been there and seeing what's happening, I think that's why they feel so comfortable doing that. BXZ into just 2 players. This is very difficult for JBA and Sen. JBA gets nothing. Sin gonna have to post a multi. He does do that. It keeps this even. Rotation coming. Lake, it's long through Con. And Swisher and Slacks come flying through. Both lower.
Here they have the sniper rifle on first to swing out. Boosted up into the heavens. It's Snav, who could play the best of any of the positions they've got. Swisher's still clearing for the low end, though. It's Snav who's going to be the next unawares to them. Their superstar and Swisher has been dealt with. Slacks knows that the offer was at the pillar, and Dia's getting on the aggressive, and again, it's Slacks on a rifle, if nothing else. That's able to give them 1 round more. This B site, seemingly where it happens time and time again, it's his sweet spot, Vincent.
It's been beautiful, and a step up there for Slacks when it's necessary. Limiting Voca after they win the first 3. We're going to take a break, and on our return, the M80 side will get going.
M80 want nothing more than to take this one home. They are dying, desperate to get the close to where they've been made to sweat throughout this one thus far, but there's more work to be done before that can be called. Vincent, we have one more half and a couple of moments where the sweat on our brow could have been wiped off, and also probably could have also been a little crazier in the way of Voca. It was those 2 clutches from Slacks, I think, really kept them in this one, where otherwise we're staring down the barrel of a 6-6 or worse.
Slacks putting the finishing touches on it, but it's Swisher getting them there.
Absolutely.
22-7. This half would have been Voca so much more favorably if it weren't for him. I mean, he started them on the right trail. But for Voca to get the first 3 and then follow that up with everything else going wrong, you just have to shout out Swisher on that. Lake, knocked down Carson once more where that came from. Somehow surviving yet another fight. Dia active and comes in from bathroom. Voca looking like they have a chance, but now they've split the 2 apart. One on A, one on B.
I think Sin realized they needed to chase down that kill. When they do, it does get them their way closer to where their final destination was hoped to be. That is a loud set of dual Berettas stomping their way up through spawn. Swisher, they've been called upon again and again and again. How many times can they deliver is the question. The consistency has been real. In this pistol round, it doesn't seem to be stopping.
He truly can't be stopped. M80 given a pistol victory, and the pace that they're already on, that pistol is so important. Voca could have been within spitting distance of this being an equalized scoreline with the pistol win, but instead it's M80 likely to see themselves deeper into this, though I say that. Voca have bought 5, count them, 5 MP9s. No MP7 enjoyers.
Those guns are so dang scary, dude.
They really are. I don't even want to have any opinion because they're about to just tear through Swisher.
No.
They've killed the raid boss. He's gone.
Being able to, at the very least, hold this flank for a while longer with a trade back up to a better weapon, the fully automatic Lake on the run to where 1 bullet will kill him a dink. In exchange, though, Shane does not go down without something to remember him by. Not going to be any easier, though,
no.
if Sin whiffs a kill like that. This is getting to be a scary state. Thankfully, they've got rounds to toy with. Even now, though, round's not yet done. It's just low on HP, though, as Lake. Can he out-mind game his opponent?
I mean, it's kind of gonna have to do that. I say that as Infinite's got the right read. Jiggling, looking here towards long. It's just been spotted. Infinite going all the way around, just trying to keep this safe as can be. And he just swings. Infinite just swings on a timing. It's perfectly played by Infinite. No mind games required. Lake goes down. And Voca, 5 MP9s, get them back. And it is, unfortunately, that whiff from Sin that really does seal the deal.
That hurts me a little bit there to watch. It didn't look like it was all that bad, weirdly enough. It was about on. I don't know where the bullets are going. Over his shoulder, maybe? Just not pulling down far enough?
Yeah, top right, I think.
Yeah, just a bit. Whatever the case. Once again,
I think
M80 thinking caps.
Is this M80's first tack?
In this map, yes, I believe so.
I guess they had one on Dust too, I know. Yeah, this is...
Maybe they
time
had
to shine.
one early in the first half. I can't remember. I remember we had a conversation of me saying that they don't very often have to ask themselves, how do we beat Voca? How do we outplay Voca? And I think there might have been one time out.
All right.
That. I don't remember exactly, though.
Can't say I'm certain. So we'll just walk away with that one. What I do know is sure right now, after that tack pause, putting a lot of pressure, or a lot of their money, rather, into utility. Hoping to make this the best that they can be, this B attack. 3 here. Infinite. Playing deeper. Shane and Carson, both MP9s.
Okay. Well, that's just a... That's a bit blasts away one through the back ends of a smoke, and they can't let any more loose like that, as Infinite not going to be able to get any more than his one, and Swisher turns on a dime to find another pair. This can't be real. Neither team showing the steady hand nor the firmly placed feet that are needed to be champions right this second. And this is Dia, well, actually just doing that, holding their hand still and their feet even more so.
After Swisher gets 3 kills, he's leading the charge, hopeful that Slacks will trade, but no, he won't. It's Dia who does pull it back. Slacks victorious in the 1v1 last half. It's Dia in the 1v2.
Giving them another chance in this, because that was them against 4 Spy. That would have been all that they wanted secured. No greater conversation to be had, but 4 dying still isn't cheap. It's not going to be sustainable consistently that this is how they operate.
That's goat behavior out of Slacks. I mean, he sees what Swisher's doing. Take all my money, please. Do what you can. Make it happen.
Are you serious?
Yeah?
No, I mean that they're going so deep into this so solo. This front A player wasn't exactly peaking by any means. Eventually, Snav will look into it, and who else but sure to find 30. 31!
Oh my God!
This can't be real! Swisher's being given a silver spoon to his mouth. Fed kill after kill, given chance after chance to be a difference maker, and there are guns everywhere.
He's got to be breaking records on triple kills, on multi-frags.
What's happening?
It's insane. Carson and Shane, the 2 players tasked at B last round. Well, they're going to need something. 2v4, thanks to Swisher. A superstar in this overpass. Bonafide. And they are not going to be rotating. Slacks' money placed well. His investment coming to fruition. Swisher go kill is the strategy.
They can just think back in their nightmares about that round if they're to lose this final now, Voca. That was their ticket. All they needed to do is hand it to the conductor and have it punched. All the rifles have been picked back, and it's nearly an ace, and it won't effectively matter that he doesn't get that much because he's done more than enough. He's gifted them a second chance at life.
There's a non-zero chance that if this continues in anything the same way, that this would be the highest rated map Swisher has ever played.
Like, I'm gonna go look at the HLTV in a second, but
I already did.
I think our VIP race might have changed a little bit.
Yeah, no, I also agree with that.
They just don't win the final without this. Frankly, they just don't.
I mean, it's still not guaranteed.
Still.
Voca. I mean, granted, M80 in control now. Shout out Swisher one time. Flash on that. Lake taking some flack. It should be Swisher. Oh, wait, hold on. Shane, he breaks through on a double. Chained him up. And Shane's just heard another one join. Bomb, of course, dropped. Got Carson close. The rest of M80 assembling here to try and find a way to gather up this device.
Oh, and Shane continuing his way on, frag in through the fences, and the next of which to activate inside of Carson, who's just waiting for the last of them to show. Swisher can do it, then why can't I? So says Shane. 7, it's a bit more back and forth there, as a runaway was entirely realistic to expect given what we just witnessed from Swisher, to be honest. You said it yourself, not done. Rare instance of him missing as the first player to fire off in the front side of that monster tunnel, and it all collapses from there.
No surprise. Slacks once again putting his trust in his teammate.
2 times?
Why not? Why the hell not, Tony?
Do it again.
I'll do it again. Think I won't?
Oh, you'll do it again?
I'm being Swisher in this case.
I
thought we were role playing.
I'd pay to see that.
I'm paying to see this.
I'm getting paid to see this, so act like it now. Is Dia the only real player with a sightline, actually joined by Snab just behind him onto where they would
be crazy.
cross. Yeah, and I think that they will have just gotten beyond it if they keep their way forward, but there's the rotation. There's an incendiary thrown in their faces, so maybe a moment there where once they do turn back to long, if at all, they're going to be hit with some serious firepower.
It's a smart jiggle, though, from Sin. Not going to be the full damage, not the full brunt of that nade. It's all up to one-man Infinite on the site. He won't be into position just yet. Slacks gets caught. Swisher goes down, and Lake will overwhelm into an AK, but it's the flank of Snav, and Sin cannot survive for long. Voca, keep it close. The distance is getting tighter as Voca fight their way through. 8 to 10, surely forced to save our M80.
I think so. Look at those finances. Yeah, gotta be a little careful. You gotta be reining it in for just a while longer. Can't let the losses get the best of you and trying to force that in which you don't need. You need that invitation to the finals. And this is going to be one shot from Dia, who can just then drop the smoke and hope that Snab will be able to keep their frontside toilets positioned for a while longer than that, as they do at least drop a single body. The whole team that's on scene. No wasted energy.
Yeah, they know it's about the rounds that matter. Which ones are those? This one. Right here. It's gotta be now. Voca could break back through. We were talking about on Mirage when they found themselves in the lead for the first time. Felt like M80 were out of that. Not at all like this. M80. Gonna worry about Connector. Hearing a bunch of stomping down in that location here. Boost. A nice gimmick to potentially get them somewhere fast. And it will be Swisher to go down first. It's a gimmick, but it gives them the kill they need.
The one to fall. One that's given them biggest headaches. Hold on. Sin's already at pillar. They didn't seem to be ready for it in a second, though. It will be heard. He has swung wide as he was. Gets a little bit brutalized. They've got to change their plan once more. And chances they have of making it into this A site are very slim. A minute. Play with Slack sees that nothing exactly is happening over towards long. Not even so much as a jump spot that he's spotted. Now that they fire off the AKs. The all bested by Lake. Okay, a power up for a moment with Slacks. Not a time going to be able to collect his spray for Snav, who is again the second to let bullets leave his chamber, but still the first to win on that. Okay.
Maybe needed to get the bomb down, actually. Especially how much that money would have been a nice addition. JBA, he's plucked one out, add another, but not ready for Infinite on the second swing. We're tied at 10. Voca, 8-4. They were in a deficit at halftime. It looked like it was over. It's the pissed around goes M80's way. Swisher taking things into his hands. Individually dominant. But this one, it's Voca once again. Smart move from Snav. just get out after grabbing his one frag at long. Comes back with a vengeance, and it's a half buy.
In the tweet that I put out announcing that we were going to be on this broadcast, Vincent, I described Voca as the seemingly unstoppable force after last night against Marsborn, with M80 all season long being the immovable object, playing the part in every game that they'd witnessed go down. It's exactly how it had felt in here. We're getting an evolution step up to that I said that could be possible from Voca. Probable, yet to be known, yet to be seen. And I think that we're seeing it right now. Into B, into Shane, holding his line and holding his own for 2. One bullet is all that Lake needed to hit, but he simply cannot. Blown away. And everyone seems to be suffering from a similar fate.
I mean, Shane, far and above, out in front here for Voca. Team effort for Voca. Ready to get back into business. M80. Their last shot comes here. Round 22. Because if this one falls flat, surely nothing left. A different long setup here for Voca. First time that we've really seen them be playing this outside of that round that Swisher just took over.
Waiting for the flash, if there is one to be at long, if they're to take that way. Nothing to come. It's just a dodge with Diet, the forward facing for him. Good move. Theory, but the con clear.
Oh, hold on.
They have to be ready for this. If they have their backs turned to this corner, they're going to be dead. And as soon as JBA feels a lingering presence, he dispatches of it.
This is decisive. M80 have decided now B is their goal. Bomb joins. Slack's grabbing utility. It's just a flash to get them out in from connector. The fact that Voca remain 3A is a little bit confusing. Carson alone. Now the rotate's starting to get moving, but it's too little too late. Voca put it all onto Carson. And he's not going to be able to post up anything. Snav dead on the rotation, and with that, Voca pack this one back, and they've got to save M80. A slow burn, con control, JBA with an important clear, and it's an entry on B that he gets at the end for M80 to equalize.
They do it. They do it very, very well. It's a little bit of a thinker as to stations set for all of the members of Voca, though, as you were kind of bringing up as the execution was going down. The dedication to the A bomb site. And I guess that's probably where it feels like a lot of the late decisions that M80 make that have frankly put themselves into a box have been forced to. So I guess they were trying to just read the pattern. Not inherently foolish or anything of that nature, but yeah, here's that shot from JBA. First bullet as he throws his mouse across the connector.
Can never count M80 out. You can never be certain that this team is done. And even as they struggle, make this comeback already known. Return to form in that last round. Carson eating a nade just to take into water control. Short B space, not something Voca has vied for really at all over the course of this map. So aggressive position that they might not be aware of. JBA stepping into his own molly. A little bit more damage that he thought would be coming back. Carson, about to be very important. They're assembling a boost. Infinite not seen, and Swisher sees nothing as well.
Oh, it's just a game of trading a lack of information. They think that it's actually safer than it really is. Both parties in two different prongs, but now with the usage of their last sets of nades up close and personal, gonna need to do a little bit of shuffling. It's a mirrored image, it feels like, in this round for both of them, and it is so damn tight to the point where, with that being the case, anxiety only begins to rise as we, with dramatic irony, knowing what happens on the back ends of this smoke, have to be ready for the B-hit. Oh, so too to Voca. They're in. Shane dealing with the first of them. Ever reliable for a multi, it feels like. Very similar to that of how Swisher was operating on his defense, but both he and Carson will drop with a singular.
On to Infinite. Coverage from the top, and that's smoked for now. Molly, nade. Following that out. Sin punching in the digits, but still taking damage. Out to the pillar. Infinite seeing utility flying in from short, knows that JBA is there. Great trade from Sin, and it's all up to Dia. Another clutch. Does he have it in him? Last time it was with the rifle. This time it's the AWP, the big green, that he wields so heavily. And Sin for the trade, and makes up for some missed moments throughout this map as the in-game leader of M80 for 12. A cup victory on the line, and when it matters most, Sin steps to and knocks this one out of the park.
It's entering the end game. One regulation round, one time to try. One moment for Voca. Watching from the evolution of their roster and how it's come together and how each of these players seems to be getting only better and better with time. It's going to be this first pick for Lake that starts to get a little bit worrisome as to what the next move needs to be. A spam with a boost from B. They don't have the resources over at A to go, and he walks up. Smoke to stuff out B, and once more they're back. Waiting to head through it.
Here we go. Shane, been posting multis as you say, but no gun out this time. No kill, not a multi, no nothing. How about Infinite? What can he post? Lake, he has taken the reins once again. Once gone, but now return. Bomb not yet planted, burned via Dia. But a patient M80 wait to receive, and they walk through this 13-11. M80 taking the reins off of Swisher's back, 35 kills deep, to be the champions of the first North American Cup here in Season 51 of Challenger League.
If we had to give a finals MVP, no doubt in my mind who would be the recipient of that, because what a match from Swisher. That is something that you don't get to see every day. And it was propped up to be similar to that story, to where he's not often shown as the number one guy on this team, right? I mean, most of the time you're talking about Lake on broadcasts. When it comes to players that really fill in the gaps between that, it has been most recently a Hext, or now even a JBA, and Slacks on the off goes without saying, but Swisher given a little bit of a shade that he has to stand under sometimes, but now he steps out of it, and that much is 100% certain on Overpass.
I mean, I'm truly in awe of the map that Swisher just put together. That CT side, you can rarely say that one half is defined by simply one player, and mean that in its entirety. And that was true for the CT side, and the fact that they were even in this map at that many points on the T side was defined by Swisher as well. Yes, I mean, I'm blown away by how consistently he stepped up. To have 35 kills in regulation MR12 is mind-blowing.
Yeah, and there it is, the tournament MVP, actually, in Swisher, given that they probably wouldn't have won that final without him there. I don't necessarily disagree with it, frankly. I think that he certainly put himself in the forefront of that conversation with a 123 ADR map, double the amount of kills of the next closest player on Overpass in particular. They get their lion's share of the tournament's winnings, $8,000 for them, as well as a berth in the Season 51's North American Finals, one of 4. throughout these cups to upcome.
Yeah, and let me just like tag on to that MVP conversation, because Swisher was a sort of distant third in that race behind Lake, obviously in the forefront, and then JBA pretty close behind him. But I'm right there with you. I mean, when you define the final map of this game, of the final, so significantly, you have to tip your hat. You have to big respect to that. Here's how the bracket went down. We talked about some stumbling blocks occasionally there with Rave, but otherwise M80, they looked like it was easy. Voca gave them a run for their damn money here in the final. Absolutely a barn burner to close this out.
Yeah, truly gave them hell and gave us a phenomenal night of Counter-Strike to be a part of. So thank you guys for having us along for that ride just the same. They've got a lot of money to distribute between themselves and a lot of time to prepare for that aforementioned finals. But in between that time frame, myself and Vincent are going to be bidding you adieu. Thank you for joining us once again. We hope to see you again real soon.
Voca want to set Dia up for an off fight, and that is a really aggressive duel.
I can't figure that they're going to be able to get this without having to punish some.
Just got here in time. Drop the smoke, and it's right on the line. Swisher.
He's getting into it. Getting into this game.
Woo! Solo here.
For a round or two more. Force back it in with all the gaps that they've created.
Sure. All 3v3s, if I'm not mistaken.
That's a tight one. Item on its own. That molly is huge. The nade even bigger, but the actual peek and kill from Infinite is what gets the job on long, on lock.
The smoke on the bomb. Surely not. Oh, but it might be. Oh, but Lake lined it up. Keeps tapping away.
Players in place to get a kill or two would be huge.
Moves that they're making on Mirage thus far. Oh, it's disgusting. I mean, just an ugly miss for Carson. Lake's about to get this backstab. Dia's not so easy, that fight he had against JBA. This one's on Infinite, though, from Shane. There's still one man inside of that smoke, and Dash Bang. They'll place that down. Swisher. Oh my gosh, Swish on that. Lake taking some flack. It should be Swisher. Oh, wait.
But still the first to win on that. Oh, and I think that we're seeing it right now into B, into Shane.
AWP, the big green that he wield so heavily. It's in.
Till my feet become below. I'll keep going till my feet become below. I'll keep going till my feet become below. I'll keep going till my till my feet become. Till my speaker calm.